You are not at war with your own circumstances. You are at war with your own mind. And the exhausting part, the part that nobody tells you, is that the mind you're using to fight the war is the same mind creating it. Now, Zen figured this out over 1,000 years ago, not as a philosophy, as a direct, practical observation of how human suffering actually works. And in the next 10 minutes, that observation is going to change how you see every difficult moment in your life. Now, my name is Igor, and for 9 years I've walked and I've listened over 400 books consumed on these trails, distilled down to what actually matters. This is the Master of Life Awareness series, and today's book is Everyday Zen, Love and Work by Charlotte Joko Beck. Now, do not let the word Zen intimidate you. This is not about robes or incense or sitting perfectly still. This is about the most practical thing in the world, learning to stop fighting your own experience. Now, here's what Joko Beck observed after decades of Zen practice and teaching. We do not suffer because of what happens to us. We suffer because of the story we tell about what happens to us. Something occurs, disappointment, loss, fear, and before the experience has even finished arriving, the mind has already wrapped it in a narrative. This shouldn't be happening. This means something terrible about me. This proves that life is unfair. Now, that is the narrative, and that narrative is the source of almost all human suffering. Beck calls this our drama, the ongoing story the mind constructs to make sense of the experience, to protect itself, to maintain the illusion of control. And here's the problem with the drama. It actually feels more real than the reality does. The story about the argument feels more real than the argument itself. The story about the future feels more urgent than the present moment actually is. The story about who you are feels more solid than the fluid, changing, moment-to-moment experience of actually being alive. So you're not living your life. You're living your story about your life. The title of this book is not accidental, Love and Work. Beck chose these two words specifically because they are where the drama plays out most intensely, where the stories are most deeply embedded, where the suffering is more consistent. In love, we bring every unresolved wound, every unmet need, every fear of abandonment, of engulfment into contact with another person who's doing exactly the same thing. And then we wonder, why is it so difficult? The Zen insight is devastating in its simplicity. You cannot love another person fully until you stop needing them to complete your story, until you stop to requiring them to be a certain way so that you can feel better. Now, the real love, the kind of Beck is pointing out, is not a feeling. It's actually a practice. The practice of showing up to another person without your story about who they should be getting in the way. In work, we bring our need for significance, our fear of failure, our hunger for recognition into every task we perform. And then we wonder why work feels hollow, even when we do succeed. Now, the Zen insight here is equally simple. Work done from the need to prove something is never satisfying because the proof is never complete. When it's done as pure attention to the task in front of you, that is where something else becomes possible. So, what does Zen actually offer as a practice, not a concept, a practice. And Beck is really clear about this. Zen is not something you understand. It is actually something you do repeatedly in the ordinary moments of the ordinary life. So first, feel the body. Feel the body. When the drama starts, when the story kicks in, the first thing is not to analyze the story. It is to feel what is happening in the body right now. Tightness in the chest, the heat in the face, the contraction in the stomach. The body is always in the present moment. The story is always somewhere else. So return to the body, and you return to what is actually happening. Second, label the story, not to judge it, not to fight it, simply to name it. There is a story that I'm not enough. There is a story that this will never work. There is a story that I need this person to change. Naming it creates distance, and distance creates a choice. And third, return to the task. Whatever is in front of you right now, conversation, the work, the meal, the walk, return to it completely. Not as a distraction from the story, but as an antidote to the story. This is what Beck means by everyday Zen. Not a retreat, not a special state, just an ordinary moment met with complete attention. Now, 9 years of walking, over 400 books, and Zen keeps appearing, not always by name, but the observation keeps repeating across traditions, across centuries, across cultures. The mind creates suffering by insisting reality be different from what it is. I walk the streets of Sarajevo with this book in my ear. A city that has its own story, one of siege, one of survival, one of rebuilding. And I've actually noticed something. The city does not carry its story the way a person does. The buildings that were damaged, they've been rebuilt, or they've been left as they are. The river still runs. The hills are still there. It's the people who carry the story, including me. And the practice is not to forget the story. It is to hold it lightly enough that you can still see what is actually in front of you. Your drama is real. Your story matters. And simultaneously, this moment, exactly as it is also very real. So, Zen asks you to hold both without needing either one to be different. Now that is Everyday Zen. Love and Work by Charlotte Joko Beck. Link to the book is below. Get it and read it. And before you go, one question. Do you know which human need is generating your loudest story right now? Because underneath every drama, every unique pattern in love, in work, in your relationships, in yourself, there's a primary need driving that story. And until you identify that need, you're just working on the stories, never on the source. Now, I built a free test. 8 minutes, 10 minutes. It will show you the need driving your life, including the stories you cannot seem to stop telling. So the link is in the description. Take it today. And if this signal has reached you, then like it. Share it with one person who needs to hear it, and also subscribe to stay on this path. And remember, your mind at war? Stop fighting. I will see you on another walk. Thank you. Love and respect.